Hansen is dead. I repeat, Kurt Hansen is dead. It's a dark day here in Dogtown. The colonel went out the way he lived, gun in hand. And the motherfuckers who took him out, oh, they'll pay. You know why.
Uh-oh.
Kurt Hansen may be dead, but Vargas is alive and well. How the fuck you turn this thing off?
Hi. Welcome to part 17. I don't know who did that. Couldn't be me. I didn't do it. Alex did it. I didn't do that. Hello, friends. Welcome to part 17. Thanks so much for making it through part 16. It was a hell of a episode. And I'm very excited to see what happens in the coming episodes. Please take your time to give a thumbs up, leave a comment down below, and follow the links in the description. I really appreciate you giving me the opportunity to analyze this and walk through my thoughts as we play through what has been really an enjoyable experience. I've been very happy with this. All right, so wait for news from Songbird. I'm not meeting with Takamura. All right, carry out an assignment from Michael Maldonado. I've been informed that it is a delicate matter despite how mundane it sounds. Michael Maldonado has been blessed with two things that go together many a time, a son and trouble. He will inform you of the exact nature of assistance he requires. All I can tell you at this point is that Michael is willing to compensate you and me surprisingly well for the bother. Yeah, so we gotta go talk to... We gotta go do this. Avoid raising the alarm at the club. Well, we all know how well that's gonna go for me. Because I'm so good at that. I'm the stealthiest person that ever did stealthy. You won't tell me otherwise.
Pluck it right out of their pockets, then dump it.
All right. How do I avoid raising suspicion? Probably shouldn't walk in with a gun. Well, Bargas Security is not going to be particularly thrilled with me if they've been told that I was involved in the demise of Kurt Hansen. Ask around.
Long day.
Clean vomit off your fourth table and your day suddenly gets long no matter what.
See, was gonna order something till that put me off pretty much everything.
Can I help you with something? I'm a little busy here.
Looking for one Georgina Zimbinski. Name sound familiar?
Afraid not. She a client of ours?
Regular, apparently. Night City DA.
Sounds like a VIP. Better off trying your luck upstairs, far away from us normal folk.
Appreciate it, thanks.
Texas Hold'em recent winnings. 291 grand, 183 grand. That's a lot. Remember not to seat these players until EON. That makes sense. Casinos don't like winners. Hey, mind if I read your stuff? Extraterrestrial menage a trois. Ooh. According to international law, space belongs to everybody. Yes, yourself included. In practice, however, it's controlled by three major players: Orbital Air, the European Space Council, and the High Riders. The Kenyan megacorporation has completely monopolized the market of commercial space travel, and the ESC is focused on scientific exploration for the good of all mankind, allegedly. And the High Riders, they're simply home. They live among the stars and aren't particularly keen to welcome visitors, especially those who insist they should leave. I mean, I thought this was going to be like sexual. It's not at all. The tensions and relations between space nomads and the ESC are the result of decades-old tussle over political and economical control of Luna and independent orbital stations. How does Orbital Air fit into this conflict, then? Interestingly enough, they didn't take sides. While the corporate Goliath would be able to wipe the renegades using a fraction of its military power, it opts to stay neutral and often offers to mediate between the High Riders and the ESC. We can only theorize why that is, but swiping the issue with Occam's razor points us to the conclusion it's probably all about the money. Waging war against the native spacers, as they like to think of themselves, would bring them little to no financial benefits, while the PR damage could be disastrous, seeing as many of the High Riders emigrated from Africa and obviously Kenya. Even if they're not allying themselves with the spacers outright, simply abiding them could be hugely beneficial to Orbital Air, especially long-term, since just like space, a corporation's outlook seems to be infinite. My disappointment is immeasurable in my days. Oh, I don't have authorization. Hey, what's up, bud? You don't mind if I open this door, do you? Probably should have distracted him. That would have been smart, but, you know. All right, everybody, why don't we just chill? All right, VIP room 4. Okay, good. VIPs. We have 2 confirmed VIP visits at the Heavy Hearts this week. We're also finalizing a 3rd one. Consider it confirmed as far as you're concerned. My runners are all on duty, but we'll do what we can to help. Need the usual? Yeah. NC Big Dogs. Know how it is. Set up the useful sec pack. Will do. Kenny, save us. We're all out of ROM VLVs. Sold every single bottle last week. What's the upcoming schedule for bar gas drops and DT? Anything you can do for us? I'm begging you, Ken. When do you need it? Now, for fuck's sake. Today, yesterday even. Today, yesterday even. You know those East Coast yahoos selling Militech refurbs? They booked an exec room day after tomorrow, and Toby, the head of honcho, drinks exclusively that. We need ROM VLVs, Kenny. Otherwise, he'll make a stink for the club. I'll ask him. Maybe they'll add a few bottles to the next drop. It'll cost you, though. How much? A fucking lot. Another random fuck hanging out upstairs with someone else's VIP card last night. I kindly remind you to pay fucking attention who comes up. Give the VIP list in their photos. One VIP, one card only. It's not exactly open brain surgery. Be more diligent, for fuck's sake. Hopefully the area is not still hostile. Alright, we're good. See, we're fine. Nothing happened here. Come on, buddy. He went to go take a pee. Oh, the club clear out. Whoa! You guys are aggressive. This thing is so good. We gotta go to VIP room 4. Hopefully it's soundproof. I guess I'll clear the whole place out. Bar gas destroyer, man. Alright, VIP room 4. That's 6. Where the hell's 4? Oh, it's right there. Alright. I'm gonna go in there in a second. Gotta tuck my wife into bed. Be right back. Mr. Jiro's here to help. Would you look at that? Not here. Mayor Ryan and I often do not. Ooh.
Back off. Now.
Who are you? Arasaka. Let me scan y'all real quick. All right. Don't worry about me. She in the bathroom? Enough to get up there. Oh, boo. Death from above. Mass drivers as weapons of mass destruction. 66 million years ago, an asteroid struck our planet and changed the course of natural history. Measuring approximately 6.2 miles in diameter, the space rock struck with a force equal to 10 billion atom bombs, leaving a crater 18.5 miles deep. Of course, the likelihood of another such catastrophe occurring in the near future is next to none, but can we really sleep soundly at night? That all depends on the European Space Council, which currently has 3 moon-based mass drivers at its disposal. That's right, 3. Researchers estimate that if the Earth were struck by an object even 50 meters in diameter, the shockwave following impact would be enough to flatten a mid-sized city. Add that to the resulting fires and tsunamis, and the number of potential victims skyrockets. On average, an asteroid of that size approaches our planet once every 1,500 years, but a mass driver can launch an object the same size once an hour. The first, and to this day only, use of the mass driver in armed conflict took place in 2008 during the so-called First Orbital War. I don't remember that. In alliance with the USSR, the European Space Council used a mass driver at Tycho to launch a 2-ton stone at the U.S. Army headquarters in Colorado Springs without warning, not only annihilating the entire general staff, but also much of the surrounding city, which had not been evacuated. In theory, the various uses of mass drivers are now strictly regulated by law and limited only to moon-based projects of the ESC, which in turn is theoretically an apolitical organization dealing only with matters of space exploration. But in practice, access to these monstrous cannons would give the ESC a distinct advantage in any conflict fought on Earth. If the rumors are true that Arasaka's built their own mass driver in Mare Anubium on the moon, right under the ESC's nose, then we've already got 2 powerful players holding our planet in check. Think it's not your problem? Think there's nothing to be done? Think again. Share this article, sign our petition, go to a protest, or contribute to our fund to build a full planetary shield. Yes, I'm sure that will work. They really gotta, like, clean these rooms up. Search the VIP area. Find Zeminski. Looks like I gotta go into this room. Fellas, I'm looking for somebody.
Back off. Now.
Buddy. Man, am I just screwed until I get enough tech ability to open this shit up? This is not boding well right now. Better, she's just hiding incredibly well. These guys aren't. Said she was in 4. God damn, I just botched this whole thing because my dumbass forgot to distract that guy at the door. What have we here? Settlement number 91896, Arasaka Militech. Purpose of the meeting: to agree to the amount of settlement for hitting the Arasaka employee with a car by Militech employee. Result: after the assessment of evidence, medical records stating that as a result of the hit, Arasaka employee lost both of his legs and suffered spinal cord damage, Militech has reached agreement with Arasaka to decide to strip employee of their immunity in order to allow legal action by Arasaka. It's important to point out that in their respective companies, Arasaka employee held a much more prominent position than Militech employee. Is it important? Yes. Yeah, man, I really think I probably botched this. Well, there's a dot in that room. It's not in that room. It's like in there. But I can't get in there. Unless I killed her. But I don't think I did. I wonder what happens if I leave the area. There we go.
working on it. Boys are putting together a testimony.
One witness may not seal the deal. So I have 2 more meetings for you today.
And me?
You'll hit the steps. Make contact with this spot. Passing you the location and some operational funds.
Go there, do this. The glorified fucking errand boy is
Seems like
Howdy.
a visitor.
Told you those pops wasn't the music. Who are you?
Georgina Zimbinski? Need to talk to you about Michael Maldonado.
That drunk? What about him?
Claims he was forced to testify against his son. Need you to wipe it.
He wants me to... That cowardly two-faced sack of shit.
See? Told you he couldn't be trusted.
What exactly did he tell you?
You want to frame Mike's son as part of some gang bust.
Frame him? Please. Boy's done all the work himself already.
Is that right?
Kidnapping, extortion, arson, armed robbery. Guess whose rap sheet that is? Eric Maldonado is textbook ganger scum. He belongs in prison. We just needed someone to help him get there. His father, Michael, didn't think twice about choosing Eddie's over his lowlife son.
Who's Hector Sacristan?
One of the Valentino's top men. Narco-millionaire, serial murderer. 2 years I've been after him. Eric Maldonado, he's the last domino. But if I want to use him, I need him behind bars.
So Eric's past justifies forging testimonies. Teach you that in law school?
This is the real world. You want justice, need to nudge it in the right direction.
Maldonado doesn't care about his son. He's scared Eric will find out it was his old man who snitched on him. Of course, I can make it so that never happens.
I actually believe
I'm
that.
listening.
Why don't you watch Michael's testimony first? Witness the truth yourself.
There we go. Hell yeah.
Final question. On May 16th of last year, Eric Maldonado contacted you by holocall. During your conversation, he admitted that Hector Sacristan shot and killed Marcos Ferreira. He also stated that Sacristan ordered Ferreira's body to be dumped in the Coronado Bay. Can you confirm this is what Eric told you?
Yes. Yes, I confirm.
Excellent, thank you. That will be all. Michael didn't bat an eye when he accepted payment for that testimony.
Real entrepreneur.
I'll cut right to the chase. I'm offering to anonymize Michael's testimony. Eric will never be the wiser.
And if I refuse?
Wouldn't advise it. Wouldn't be, safe for you.
I honestly, I guess I don't care that
Make up
much.
your mind.
I mean, she's willing to work with me. Something was fishy about that dude having all those eddies to be able to get this figured out. I had a suspicion that his son was probably not
Make
as
up your mind.
squeaky clean as we thought. All right, fine.
Fine, deal. Don't trust you, but that goes double for Mike.
And done. Testimony's anonymous now. Your client can sleep easy. Ah, well then. Everyone wins. Except for Eric, of course.
As long as my client's happy.
We're done. Now leave.
Okay. Don't mind all the bodies on the way out. Oop. You guys were so busy making out you didn't hear shit. Whoa. Oh, really? Okay. I get a nice welcome party, huh? really wish this had more than 3 bullets in the mag. Anybody else want some of this? I wouldn't want a piece of this.
Attack! After me!
Yeah? Who do you... Yeah, nothing to see here, folks. What's up, bud?
V, how'd it go? Am I finally gonna get a good night's sleep?
Spoke to the DA. Scrubbed your name and data from your testimony.
Wait, what? That's not what... She was supposed to delete it. Forget about your payment. This wasn't part of the deal.
We both know not in any of that scratch is yours, Mikey.
So? What did that bitch say?
Everything. And more. But don't fret. Your secret's safe with me. My silence, on the other hand, doesn't come cheap. Shut up and pay. Tired of just looking at you.
Just go.
Yeah, it does suck. I mean, I sold out a son, but...
Oh, yeah?
I just got off the holo with Mr. Maldonado. He was most certainly not pleased. Not to mention you provoked a shootout at the club.
I did.
You see, I intended to award you a little bonus, but I'm redirecting them to grease the hands of Hansen's men. You are the master of your emotions, V. Remember that.
Yeah. Well, master of my response to the emotions, but yeah, I mean, it's true. You know, it's fine. I mean, that whole thing was a shit show. Obviously. Looks like we got another gig to run.
What the?
Doo-doo-doo. God, Dogtown is just awful. I know I say that every time, but man.
There was some carnage in the head.
My dear V, how would you like to do a good deed? Earn a quick Eurobuck over what you usually earn. A piece of hot lead in the gut. A terrorist organization, the Crimson Harvest, plans to detonate a bomb at Biotechnica's HQ in Berlin. I know that because Nell Springer, my client, is one of them.
Oh.
She needs your help foiling the plot. Interested? See the attachment for details.
Yeah, sure. Gig objective, thwart a terrorist attack. Location, weapons factory on the top level of the stadium. Details. There's one thing terrorists like, it's setting off bombs, but Crimson Harvest really seems to have a blast. They're already got several successful operations to their name. That is, if you were to ask them. Biotechnica wouldn't consider the loss of its top employees anything but a failure. I can't say for sure what Nellie Springer is up to, but it seems she's grown tired of her role in Crimson Harvest. She seems stressed, and it's hard to blame her. You don't just up and leave a terrorist cell, do you? Meet with her at the stadium, please, to discuss the details. All right.
How much you grow protein for? Good scalp or shit like last time?
Do you hate your meat?
Hey!
Meat Man doesn't. Dude, that is what a crazy advertisement.
Used to do real deals.
Can you just fuck off already?
Alright. Let's see what we got here.
Turns
Howdy.
out I will be staying at the stadium after all.
Can you please move?
Nell Springer.
Who's asking?
Name's V. Fixer sent me.
You weren't followed?
Know how to do my job. Thanks.
But you don't know the Crimson Harvest. They're everywhere and nowhere. Did Hands bring you up to speed?
Said you want to turn against your terrorist chums, sabotage their evil plans, and save the day.
For the love of... We're not terrorists. You got any clue what the Crimson Harvest even stands for? How about putting an end to hunger, starvation?
Nobody's starving in Night City, my ass.
The Crimson Harvest. They recruit you, or did you volunteer?
Grew up on a farm like most of my comrades. Corpse boots stamping on our faces. That was our life. Until we realized we could fight back. Crimson Harvest, they're like family. And the things you'll do for family, well, can keep you up at night. Haunt you.
There are plenty of people starving in Night City.
Don't let's
If you
make this
believe
any
in what the
longer.
Crimson Harvest stands for, why shit on their parade?
Yeah.
I support their ends, not their means.
It's almost like they're trying to instill fear in people in order to make a point about what their directive is. What's a synonym for fear? Terror. Terrorism.
I never thought we'd start killing people. Things they had me do. I was naive.
Probably thought she'd be collecting signatures and making peace protests.
Naive. Bit of an understatement, that.
Spare me the judgment. Didn't hire you to pin my biography. Here.
Think we better cut to the chase. What's on the shard?
One thing at a time, okay? The Crimson Harvest purchased a net nuke from Hansen. It's headed for Europe. Specifically, Biotechnica's HQ in Berlin. You'll make sure that doesn't happen.
Your bomb won't cause any good old-fashioned destruction? Thought terrorists like to put on a show.
Take down a building, whoop-de-fucking-do. Biotechnica just builds a new one. What you want is the protein. Human casualties.
So what do I do?
Western part of the stadium used to house a sports therapy center. For Hansen, turned into an arms factory. Entry code's 1701. Memorize it. It's got assembly lines, warehouses, the works. Part you're interested in is an experimental lab in the old pool. It's where they keep the bomb. Find it, upload the program from this shard. A few days from now, when the bomb's detonated in Berlin, it'll neutralize the virus. Stop its spread. When it's done, I'd like that shard back.
Gonna keep it as a souvenir?
Can't be too careful. If the Crimson Harvest ever got their hands on it, I'm toast. Say what you have to say.
Not a lot of folks who take the risk you're taking without even expecting a thank you. Respect.
Maybe I'm doing it for myself. Can't turn back time, but I can still change what happens here, now, the future. Too long I've sat on my ass agonizing over the shit I've done. That ends today.
Sounds like you're trying to atone for something.
You done prying?
Guess I'll get to work then.
Counting on you, V.
What do you think, Johnny? Whoa. All right. Well, 1701. I'll be interested to see what the gray area this one brings up is.
Hey. What?
I'm trying to... Atonement is such a... it's a more complicated, like, concept, I think, than it tends to be, like, represented as. Like, she's done some stuff that she wasn't proud of, stuff that maybe she felt she was coerced into doing, and now wants to do something in order to make herself feel better about those wrongdoings in the past. And I mean, it seems in the way that it's been presented that she is doing something that's good, like good. She's not doing something that's like more harmful. But there are times where people will do things to make themselves feel better that actually aren't in the best interest of the people around them. And there really is, I think, utility sometimes to realizing that sometimes atonement means literally just sitting with the distress of what it is that you've done. You don't always have to have an action that counterbalances other actions that are maybe unrelated, because sometimes that can cause even more damage, particularly when you're really myopic in the way that you look at it. I might even make the argument that sometimes people push themselves to do things that are risky or maybe harmful to others because they're so averse to the distress that comes along with living with the consequences of some decisions you've made or were coerced into making. And that's why distress tolerance, I think, is so important. I'm not saying that that's something that would apply here, but in this kind of like heavy atonement vibe, that's you know, my 2 cents about like atonement is sometimes you don't actually have to do anything in order to like make up for lost time or make up for bad decisions. No good deed you do now is going to bring back people that died in the past. Like, sometimes you just have to sit with it. Sometimes maybe it means going to the people you've wronged and apologizing and recognizing that an apology may not do anything for them, and just having to live with the consequences of your actions. Sometimes that's enough. But you know, you see, unfortunately, more often than really should happen, where people try to smooth things over and make them better or do something to make up for something, and all it does is cause more chaos. Or they violate boundaries people have set in order to do it. Find a way into the stadium's weapons factory.
3 like them in this whole city.
You'd have to be gunk as hell to try and clip that.
I'll be out of this city before they even realize.
I really don't know why I even try at this point, but...
Being attacked!
I didn't think friendly mode was going to make it attack other people on my behalf, so, alright.
Protect the wounded, for fuck's sake!
Oops. Oh, it's been a while since we were in an elevator that had the news on. What is this? I have eyes on the factory via CCTV. Should make it easier for you. You're keeping the bomb in this room. The bomb's on the table. Slot the shard only. Understood? Touch nothing else. Head on a swivel. Okay.
How? Don't cry no tears when you slice and dice them.
Whatever.
Deal with Hanson, you stick.
Is Hanson taking a dirt? We should all stand to gain here.
I'm listening.
My cat's paw is on my mouse pad and I keep hitting it. That was pretty efficient. Oh. Care about that.
Suspect. You are instructed to reveal yourself.
Where's the bomb? I don't think I've ever seen a game do translucence as well as this game does. Make It Go Boom. We're proud to present the second revised edition of Make It Go Boom. The only make your own explosives guide you'll ever need. The previous edition was a smash hit. However, just like the previous edition, the authors and publishers bear no legal responsibility for any incorrect adherence to the production processes in this book, or even any correct adherence that results in an unexpected premature explosion. You want to play with pyrotechnics? You take the risk.
Right. Let's see what's here.
Okay. Wait. Oh, maybe not.
Only thing worse than a corpo's a terrorist with a conscience. Except terrorists ain't afraid to dirty their hands.
Blame Mel for trying to save innocent people? For having a conscience?
If you're gonna declare war on corpse, you'd best be ready for the consequences. Yes, innocent people die. It's the nature of war.
Been half a century since your little stunt at Arasaka Tower. Thousands of innocent folks dead, and for what? An even taller tower?
It was just the first skirmish in a long war. It's because of spineless cowards like Nell that we hit quicksand.
Oh, I can see why he would be upset. Okay, I get the gray area now. It's essentially like they're trying to make a point about food sustainability to corpos. I do get that Night City is not exactly a place where you can be super peaceful. One of those things where if I didn't want to complete the game, I probably wouldn't get involved. I can't believe I just hit that. Thanks for the 13 months, Wordsmith. Happy birthday. Reed?
The hell you want, Reed?
You're a disappointment, V. To me, to Saul. We could have helped her. We, together.
It was her choice, Saul.
You're helping a traitor who took a potentially lethal swipe at the NUS president's life.
There it is. There it is. He's up against two things. Two things. The first one is his undying loyalty to the NUSA. He still sees her as a traitor and hasn't really made any effort to empathize with why she did what she did. I'm not saying that he has to agree with why she did what she did, but he doesn't really seem interested in understanding why he did why she would have chosen to do that. And the other thing that he is sucked into and stuck on is this idea that he's supposed to save her. I mean, hell, we were just talking about atonement 10 minutes ago. And I do wonder if part of the reason he wants to be part of this is so that he can atone for his own shit. Sort of like a selfish intention there. Which, unfortunately, is the worst version of a caretaker. A person who is so desperate to fulfill the need of caretaker that they don't actually hear the needs or acknowledge the autonomy of the person they're trying to take care of. The caretaking becomes about the caretaker, not about the person being taken care of. It's a terrible dynamic to be in. And unfortunately, it seems like Reed is frustrated that Son-Mi called me, trusted me, didn't trust him. And honestly, I think it's understandable because he seems to not be wavering from his loyalty and his principles. And while that's perfectly fine, if you're a person who has any kind of objective that extends beyond whatever the NUSA might want at a particular moment in time or whatever his mission is, he's not going to go with it. His whole MO has been, let's get her out of there. She has a great plan for how she can get out of there. I help her execute it, and he's mad at me and calls her a traitor to the NUSA. So my suspicions, I think, are correct that he was going to turn her ass in. And it makes sense now why she said, I don't trust Reed. I need an outsider. I need somebody who doesn't understand and have all this history with all these people. And appealed to that part of me as a means to get me on board. And suffice to say, it worked. It's his disappointment in me is so about him. I'm disappointed because you got her out, and because getting her out in the way that you got her out is antithetical to whatever it is the NUSA was going to want with her. I wanted to get her out so that I could feel good about myself for getting her out and then hand her over and then feel good about my role as an agent. He's compromised in that way. Well, you don't like that. That's not how I'm going to roll on this. And this is exactly what I was talking about when I said I need to see how he reacts to the fact that I pulled her out of there. Because if he's pissed about it, it tells me exactly where he's at. He never had any interest in me or in her. His interest is in fulfilling his duty to atone for whatever it is he feels he needs to atone for.
Sorry, Reed. Made my decision. Not gonna backpedal.
You don't get it. It's not about you and me anymore. You two are enemies of the NUSA. We, the FIA, we're gonna find you two. You have exactly nowhere to run, V.
You're sounding desperate. FIA dig its teeth into your ass big?
You know what? You're right. I am desperate. We both are. So you need to take a moment to think about what you'll do when I find you. And I'll expect you to mend your ways then.
Jeez, thanks for the heads up.
Remember, you've taken responsibility for her. When we find you, it's not gonna be about whatever deal you two think you've made.
I forget which playthrough I talked about this in. But this is more of this isn't really like a mental health tidbit so much as this insight into my own kind of bias. I do not understand. I do understand, but I don't really appreciate people who are so far gone into the corporate Kool-Aid that they essentially like lose themselves. Like, I don't really respect that in any capacity. Like, a person who, like, where this comes from is I worked at GameStop for several years, and oh my God, the amount of just like obnoxious corporate loyalty that people would have was like, oh my God, like, this company doesn't give a damn about you. Why would you put so much of your identity into it? Oh, I mean, Reed is essentially fallen into this. Like, Reed has lost himself in this. We, the NUSA, the FIA. It's sad to me. Because I think deep down in there is some part of Reed that empathizes with Sonmi. Because in some ways, they have things in common. They've both been used by the system. Reed, unfortunately, well, Reed hasn't had the experience, as far as I know, of being tortured by that system. So he is in a more privileged space to be able to say, I stand by this system that has been using me. I'll bet you anything Rosalind Myers doesn't give a damn about him. The NUSA at large doesn't care about him. He's a sleeper agent. He can't even be identified. This dude's so damn loyal to the NUSA, and he's not even identified. How crazy that must be to be somebody who's so loyal to somebody who won't even acknowledge you. That's got to drive him nuts. But he's not thinking in a, like, fully nuanced way about this. And it's a bummer. I realize he may be compromised by certain aspects of the NUSA. He may be under Rosalind Myers' thumb. He may feel like he can't actually follow through on his own volition because it's going to have certain consequences. I mean, if it led to him being disbarred from an organization that he's told himself that he's so dedicated and loyal to, that would probably destroy him. But his principles here are also going to destroy him. Like, he really is jamming himself. And I feel so sad for him on that. I'm all for being proud of what you do, but you also do have to understand that in a corporate world, and really, I mean, I would even argue that the government probably is so corporatized at this point, it falls in the same thing, that like, he is but a small cog in that machine. That system's never going to care about him as much as he cares about it. Maybe he knows that, maybe he doesn't. But it's sad to see him essentially get so steeped in his identity as part of the FIA and as a caretaker that he's just like kind of losing the plot for himself. Why does that happen to some people? I would never understand how you could be so completely loyal Secret Service agent or laying your life on the line for some sleazy Politico. People have all sorts of symbolic values that they attach themselves to. There's any number of reasons why somebody would do that. A person may experience some sense of duty or obligation, which is likely taught or learned from the environment that you're in. It could be propagandized at worst. Sometimes people really do believe that they are doing that from a fully autonomous and altruistic space. And maybe that's true. I think other people get sucked into that where they don't really have the level of diverse representation to understand that there are other options. For some, it's just the idea that if you are completely selfless, then you belong. I mean, to an extent, if you're a person who's willing to lay your life down the line for somebody, you probably believe that that person appreciates that. And while some do, others don't. Others are going to totally see you as an object. In some ways, they have to. Like, that's the thing, is like the sleazy Politico in that space has to see Sleeper Agent as a utility, not a person. Because to ask a person to be your meat shield or to do your bidding is very difficult. To ask an object to do that, a lot easier. Songbird, not seen as a person. She's seen as a weapon. A very important distinction. So any number of reasons affect why a person gets involved in that kind of thing, but it is often the case, unfortunately, that system's not going to give back as much as that person's going to give. Some people make their peace with that. Some people are naive. It's a subjective experience at the end of the day. But, man, it's just really, really rough to watch people lose themselves that way. But humans want to belong. At the end of the day, if I was going to kind of take this messy monologue and we want to like whittle it down into something very simple, humans want to belong. Some humans are more desperate than others to belong. And corporations, labels, sports teams, gangs, all sorts of things provide opportunities for people to fill that sense of belonging. And sometimes that means divesting your own autonomy and your own sense of individuality for that thing. And oftentimes people's really strong loyalty to that doesn't just like happen overnight. You know, the person who's like rah, 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 Mr. Company Man, to be empathic toward a person like that, often it's because that person has felt some sense of need being filled by that. There were people that felt some sort of sense of belonging and identification with GameStop that I never felt, because I was lucky enough to be raised in an environment by parents that kind of helped me learn how to find myself. And so that kind of thing never really appealed to me. But there are a lot of people who don't have that benefit. There are a lot of people who kind of go through life wanting to belong and not quite feeling like they do. And then a corporation comes by, can sprinkle just a little bit of belonging on you, make you believe that you working for the corporate machine is part of how you belong, make you feel good, call the corporation a family and all this bullshit. And that's enticing to people who don't have that in other relationships.
Take care of us.
That was quite the interesting time for him to call me. I'm leaving the stadium, sending you new cords. Remember to bring the shard? What's the matter? I think somebody's following me. Hurry up. Oh boy.
Turn back time.
Conk's out there thinking he's safe. In for a big fucking surprise.
Alright, let's keep going.
Got a show tonight?
Maybe I will, maybe I will.
All ass, baby. Idealism's a hell of a drug. It is. Get in. Hell yeah.
The bomb. You take care of it?
Disarmed. We're in the clear.
Quick, hand me the shard. Gotta make tracks. What the?
Oh, God.
Shit, the car's hacked. What's going on? Did you send me?
Got nothing to do with this.
Mel Stringer, you're under arrest for organizing last year's bombing of a biotechnical lab in Paris.
No. This isn't happening.
Your bomb killed 32 innocent people.
That true? You the one that planted that bomb?
I swear on my life, V. I had no idea civilians would die.
Step out of the vehicle. Hands in the air.
Get out.
V, please. Come on, don't leave me.
Listen, fellas, you got it all wrong. Nell was just following orders, manipulated against her will by terrorists.
Save it. Evidence speaks for itself.
For the record, got nothing to do with the Paris attack or any terrorist group. Not only that, but I happened to save a few of your pals in Berlin. Proof is on this. The Crimson Harvest was supposed to detonate a bomb in Biotechnica's HQ. I disarmed it. Can verify the bomb's signature and subnet parameters. It's all there.
They're gonna kill me, V!
He's telling the truth. Fine, you can go. Take Springer away.
Please don't do this!
Let's go. Move it!
No, wait. I gave him that shard. I planned this. Please!
Well, just because you atone for something you did doesn't mean there aren't consequences. And also, I'm not risking my neck for her. If at the end of the day she believed... See, this is where it all just is so fascinating for me. Because at the end of the day, if in its purest form she believed that undetonating that bomb or doing whatever we did to it, that would atone for her actions, I understand not wanting to go to jail. But there would be a part of her that at least could still be satisfied of, you know what, I did that. That was a bad thing, but I did this and I feel good about it. I realize I just took credit for it, but it sounds like more than anything, she's trying to avoid them which I get, but also, like, if you did that, who am I to intervene with the proceedings as it relates to that? This is like one of those things where it's in this video game world, you get involved in this stuff. In real life, I ain't touching this. I'm getting myself out of this. Now, we do get into the conversation about autonomy versus having your hand forced. And at the end of the day, she did have a choice. She did. And choosing to get involved with this group is certainly a noble one. I would have to believe that there were many steps leading up to the point where she pulled the trigger on that bomb where something didn't quite feel right. And she probably didn't listen to her intuition, but at the end of the day, I don't know enough. I don't know all the circumstances of that. I found this out on the fly while I'm getting held up in a car. She didn't tell me that. She could have told me when we were sitting at that table. She could have said to me, look, I detonated a bomb that killed 32 people. Here's what happened. Here's how it went down. I feel terrible about it. I'm trying to atone for it. She didn't tell me that. She tried to make it sound like she's all good and innocent and just doing her best to try to undo some stuff. So when I get all this new information and I'm at risk, I'm selling her out. 1,000% I'm selling her out. I got bigger fish to fry. At the end of the day, I'm satisfied. I made the decision that felt right for me. I disarmed the bomb. I prevented people from dying. Whatever happens here, that ain't my concern. I have no idea what evidence they have. And it's just not my job to get involved there, so. Goodbye. Hands ain't gonna be happy, but whatever. Biotech, I'm pretty sure those are Biotechnica goons, but again, not getting involved. Like maybe they're Biotechnica goons, maybe they're undercover agents. I have no idea. Hands are gonna be like, my client's gone? Thanks, dude. There we go.
Do you never tire of me sitting atop your high horse of moral scruples? For the future, I would prefer it if my clients do not disappear without a trace. Transferring your fee and closing the contract.
Yeah, but you still trust me to get the job done, big dog. You know, what are you gonna do? Hi-ho, silver lining. Meet with Mr. Hands. Yes, we are right here. What is this? I see someone values our partnership highly. So much so, in fact, that I've run fresh out of jobs for you here in Dogtown. Excellent work. The kind that deserves a reward. Please pay me a visit, and we'll say our goodbyes properly. I'll drop by soon. I believe you know where to find me. I do. You know, he still respects me. Yeah, or I'm gonna walk into it just an absolute shit show. There's gonna be like 30 goons just like ready to take me out. Hey, y'all remember me? Don't worry, I'm not gonna do anything bad this time. Buddy's still in that locker, I bet. I will say this. One thing that I think CD Projekt Red and a lot of video game developers miss out on is the opportunity to actually make money a commodity that I care about. The morality piece of these becomes more prominent because the money doesn't matter. If money was a really severely finite resource that directly affected my ability to navigate Night City, I might make different decisions. And we might have some richer conversations about those decisions because of the fact that I'm constrained by resources. If I'm a dude who's really desperate for money in order to be able to survive this space, maybe I don't sell her out. Maybe I handle certain contracts differently because I need $8,000 instead of $3,000 because I have to go to a Ripper dock to get my stuff tuned up or I'm gonna die. I realize it's not a super easy thing to put into a game, but it does feel worth mentioning here that, like, I don't feel the weight of the euro dollar in the way that other people in Night City would. And because my financial resources aren't burdensome to me, it just makes it easier for me to say, I'm just going to do whatever I want. If you're going to pay me anyway, if you're going to pay me 1,000 versus 10,000, then yeah, I'll make the decision that I think is better. Whereas if you tell me I'm desperate for money, Jesus, man, if I know that Hands is good for 10 grand, sorry about you. Which would make this simulate more of the Night City experience. That is one thing that I will say that has been a bit of a struggle for me in the core game and just in the DLC, is that V doesn't really feel like he has the Night City experience that so many other people have. And I do think that's a bit of a bummer. What's up, bud?
Heard Netwatch is on the prowl, sniffing around here lately.
I'm certain I have no idea what you're talking about. Unfortunately, this thing I know nothing about is a problem for the VDBs. So much so, district power consumption has dropped by half.
Voodoo's troubles keeping you up at night? Mr. Hands the altruist.
No, disruptions to the status quo keep me up at night. My concern grows when the seeds of chaos are sown. It's bad for business.
So what's this you got for me?
V, you're Dorothy. Dropped into a foreign land. You faced many obstacles and overcome them to see Hansen's Emerald City.
Metaphor's esoteric at best. Going anywhere with it?
Only toward a happy conclusion. You've labored diligently and earned your reward. Your very own silver slippers.
They were silver in the book, I believe.
By silver slippers, you mean?
A fitting end to our tale. Something that will spirit you home safely. You'll know what I mean when you see what I'm talking about. Soon.
Got all the parts cast, don't you? What's your role in the story?
Why, the narrator, of course.
Figured as much.
Right. Well, your silver slippers await outside. I wish you safe travels, V. It's been interesting, if not to say peculiar.
So that's it for our biz together?
Who can say? For the time being, it certainly is. Please, no tears. And one last thing. Be wary of witches, the wicked and the good. Until next time, V.
Yep. Till then, Hands.
Hey, V.
Oh, shit.
Ready for this?
I gotta sit somewhere comfy. Yeah, what's up?
Don't sound so hot. Sure you're all right?
Quite. It is what it is.
Okay. Should I be worried?
Won't help if you do. Just do your part. Grabbed us a ride. I'm parked. Sending you the courts.
Join you soon.
Whoa. The alley by N54 News HQ. Meet me there. Moving that way now. Oh, wow. I mean, I got to imagine all that exposure to the black wall is running her ragged. And who knows what the deal is right now. But I do want my silver slippers. Where are my silver slippers? That is important to me. Careful with spoilery language. Is it a car? It's a car. Hey, is it the car that I said was really cool? Get in the car. Hey, hate the interior of this, but see how she drives. Okay. Roll up to Songbird in style, baby. Sounds nice. Yeah, free car is a free car. I mean, it definitely looks like a Batmobile. Wow, she is 2.5 kilometers away? Where the hell? God damn. You got me driving to the goddamn moon.
Face to face.
I was just there.
Nova, heavy hearts, here I come.
And don't drag your feet. You won't be disappointed.
My, aren't we confident today?
We just talked. Oh, God, just... Right? Stage 5 clinger. Stage 5. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, my. Okay. Whoa. No way. Are you... Are you kidding me? Oh, no. Hands, this better come with another car, bud. I can't believe I just dumped my car in the bottom of a... Oh, God. It's alright, I always like the motorcycle better anyway. Jesus Christ, what a freaking nightmare. Silver slippers became the iron boots from Legend of Zelda. God. What could you possibly want, dude? You're all like, all right, we're breaking up. Hey, baby, actually, never mind.
Quick, get her done.
Sorry, forgot my wallet.
Dogtown without the Colonel. Can't hardly imagine it.
Oh, please, brother. He a common thug. Not even that. Not no more.
Warm food's warm
Tone
food.
it down, Chumba. Wanna wind up like him?
Am I missing something? I don't really feel the need to butt in on that. Oh, it's like I was just here. What?
Ah, at last. I lacked the time to brew tea. My apologies.
We're just not gonna talk about the fact that you broke up with me 5 minutes ago?
Face to face again. What's changed?
Everything. And that's what we'll discuss. Kurt Hansen, a man of many hats. A criminal, dog of war. To mine eye, an entrepreneur. And business suffocates in a vacuum. Vultures circle the Colonel's corpse already. The enterprise he built must choose a new leader. We will make certain they choose correctly.
Oh, is that
the
right?
Shard, please insert it.
Where would you like me to insert the shard? Just kidding.
Uh-huh. Why is it we care?
I take the long view of Dogtown's well-being. You care for short-term profit.
No, I
Should
don't.
Dogtown drown in blood, neither is achievable.
Let me guess. Got a successor all lined up, don't you?
Lieutenant Colonel Bennett, one of Hansen's most loyal, commands respect, is capable of rallying a strong base. The logical choice, this gentleman soldier. Alas, he has competition.
He doesn't even know how to turn off a megaphone, dude.
He's starting from a lower rung, but has high aspirations. He's already begun seeking outside support from the Voodoo Boys. You will meet with Yago. You will convince him to back down.
So you're threatened by Yago and think that he could win, because if you thought Chester Bennett was really strong, you wouldn't be having me do this.
Yago not up to snuff? Why?
He's an accountant, no soldier. Kept Hansen's books for him. V, you don't win hearts by counting numbers.
That's not necessarily true. Born in Budapest as Jagoda Svabo, immigrated to Night City with his family in the same year, 2066, sentenced to prison for embezzlement of Petrochem corporate funds. Released in 2068 on good behavior, Yago has since been a busy bee in Night City's underbelly. In 2072, he helped lay the foundation for Barguest, remained atop his organization ranks due to his corporate skill set and large web of connections within the smuggling trade. He presently seeks support for his claim to power in Dogtown from the Voodoo Boys. Last and most certainly least, Yago is also an aficionado of purebred canines. I actually thought that said cocaines.
What's Bennett's story?
Ex-Marine, took part in Operation Midnight Storm. He never questioned orders, didn't serve for glory or medals. Loyal from start to finish.
And you love loyalty. Enlisted in the NUS Marines in 2063, twice decorated for commendable service, thrice brought to military court on charges of insubordination. All dismissed under Hansen's protective watch. Shut up, Hans. Fuck. Took part in Organization Midnight Storm, but refused to demobilize after its conclusion. In 2071, officially designated a defector by Militech along with Hansen's entire unit. He remains in Dogtown as ex-colonel's most loyal disciple, the natural choice to succeed his throne.
Tick-tock.
Dude,
Time
I'm
waits for no
super sick
man.
of politics. I would normally, this is another one of those moments, I would say I'm done with politics. I don't want to be involved in this shit. I don't care. Figure it out on your own. It's just, who cares? But I'm going to get involved because I want to see what happens.
Okay, I'll handle that.
No, you won't. But Aguilar will.
Who the hell's Aguilar?
You lost me.
Hansen remained on top because he had the contacts to stay afloat. Most important among them was a Cuban cartel. Enter Aguilar, a merc assassin from Havana, a living legend. Every time someone in Havana lights a cigar, Aguilar extinguishes a life somewhere around the globe. I'm lucky to have his behavioral imprint on hand.
Oh, is that
You're
right?
You're lucky to have experience with the tech already.
Oh, you've been watching.
Merc assassin, huh? Color me curious. Anything else I ought to know?
Real name, unknown. Body count, unknown. Conservative estimates put it in the dozens. Per continent. Rumors, perhaps. But rumors often make for crowning arguments in negotiation.
Let me summarize. Need me to assume Aguilar's identity...
Have a chat with Yago. Talk him out of any silly ideas he might have. Child's play.
Is it?
Okay, all's crystal.
I've prepared a shard with helpful intelligence. Also a weapon. The same Aguilar uses. Help yourself to both.
Mm-hmm. Interesting piece of iron.
Custom made. A unique and highly persuasive tool. Time to kick the tires, V. Suit up and take the imprint for a whirl.
Oh, a little suit? Ah, Aguilar's suit? Okay. Okay, hold on. Oh, baby. Hate the shoes. Absolutely despise the shoes. The rest of this, we're doing okay. Look in the mirror.
Do you feel the difference?
Do you like Krusty Krab? Or do you like Krabby Patties now, Mr. Krabs? It's the tone he took with you. Wow, damn.
Well, how long shall you hold me in suspense?
I look like handsome Squidward.
My time's precious, Hans. If this don't work, you'll need to find 10 new digits or aim for a rebrand.
Better than expected, V. Or rather, Aguilar. You'll make a strong impression on Yago, too. A trusted source tells me he's to meet soon with a delegation of the Dogtown Voodoos. I'll forward the coordinates.
Whoa.
I care not at all for how you handle the Gangoons. As you will. I have only one request. Yago withdraws his candidacy. Once you've shown him reason, call me. And remember, my district's future is riding on this.
Dogtown's future and yours. Don't fuck me over, Hans.
Rehearsing, are you? Close. Just a bit lacking. Good luck.
Go to the place where Yago will meet with the Voodoo Boys. Okay. Well, we'll do that in part 18. Sounds like part 18 is going to be a hell of an episode, so hope you'll join me for it. Friends, thanks for watching this one. I appreciate you taking the time. Please leave a thumbs up, leave a comment, follow the links in the description, watch my other videos. If you're binging, I'll see you in the next episode. If you're waiting for the next one to come out, I'll get it out as soon as I can. I'm very excited for what's to come. I'm sure we're going to have a ton to talk about. Appreciate you all. You matter. See you in the next one.